Hey, my name is Chad. Welcome to this video where we are going to talk about my PRS match that we just had on Sunday, January 19th. And if you know where I'm at, Southwest Oklahoma, we had quite the bit of a cold spell come through, and it was extremely cold for Saturday, Sunday. Today is Monday, and it was possibly the most painful that I've had to deal with my hands. So I've noticed over the last few years that I've got something where my circulation does not properly get blood all the way out to my hands. In the wintertime, it results in very, very cold hands that lose their heat very quickly. And this obviously is a problem when shooting rifle, pistol, anything like this, because finger dexterity is somewhat important. So before the match on Saturday, after I had got all my ammo loaded up, I wanted to go out to my range and just confirm zero. When I was checking on Monday, I thought I was hitting a little high. I went out and tried to double check myself, but it was once again after dark, and I couldn't tell if I was a little bit low, and I didn't know if that was just me not seeing the exact good spot to aim, or I was shivering too much. I just was not 100% sure that my slight low hits were from something in the ammo and I needed to adjust my scope, or more than likely it was just me. So I didn't make any changes going into the match. So Sunday morning we get there and I get everything out, unloaded. I didn't even want to mess with trying to check zero, do anything like that. It was just way too cold, and I could already feel my hands were starting to get very, very sore. So pretty much because of the conditions, we ran it the same way that we did in November. And overall, I'm okay with how I did. There was only 5 people total that showed up, and I ended up in 5th place. So technically, I got last, and that's kind of a bummer. But out of 5 people, it was the guys that have been doing this a long time, have a lot more experience than me, and are definitely better shooters than I am. So I can't really be upset with getting a total finish all the way behind them. There's a couple stages that I messed up on, and that cost me pretty good. But on the couple stages I did well on, I'll take those, especially for the conditions. So first stage starts off on the spinner. And that one for me has always been a difficulty. So I thought, you know what, this will be just me warming the barrel up. I'm just going to throw a couple rounds down and see what happens. I took my glove off and tried to run the whole stage with nothing covering my hand, and that was very much a mistake. But I ended up going after the spinner, and I got all my 6 points that were the max on it. If you get it to spin, then you go to another target. The spinner's at 350, then you go to the 600-yard target, and I've never made it there. So on my next to last shot, I actually got the thing to spin. So I finally defeated the spinner. I got it to go. Heck yeah. Very happy about that. But then I missed when I went over to the 600-yard. My hand was pretty much done at that point. So I I jumped up and ran over to my truck and got inside, warmed my hand up, and I found I brought some latex gloves. So I went ahead and put a latex glove on, and then put my hand inside of one of my heated gloves. So this hand was doing okay. I just had in a regular glove that was thinner. That way I could still push around on my Kestrel and things. But once I decided to go latex glove, keep some of the heat into my hand, and then a heated glove over it, I was able to keep my hands a little bit okay in between the stages. Next was the long and short of it. And that one, you've got a 400-yard target and then 1,050, and you're just going back and forth, hit or miss. You just go one to the other. And for some reason, I was totally off on the 1,050. Wasn't even sure where my misses were, but I got all my hits on the 400 and only got 8 shots off. So out of the possible 10, I only scored 4. So that one, I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think I may have been a little bit low, and I should have come up a little bit, but that's not what I decided to do. So I just got very low points on that one. So next up was the chaos, and I was kind of looking forward to this one because last time was my first attempt to run it with just using the holds in the reticle, and I decided to try that again. The wind was starting to get kind of switchy. It would go from like coming from head on from the right hand side, switch over to the left hand side. It was just going back and forth on us. And mostly it was fairly centered, so didn't have a lot of wind holds, but I dialed in a couple tenths just to compensate for the bit of a head side wind that we had, and decided to get on and just run it. Got the first hit on the 375, go to the 475 target and missed. Okay, try again, missed. Okay, so I remembered, you know, my zero looked like it maybe was a little low, so instead of aiming center of the plate, I just raised up and aimed at the top of the plate with the 2 mil line, and boom, got my hit. Okay, so I go on to the 575, aimed at the top of the plate instead of the middle, boom, got my hit, come back, and I think I got my hit, and then I come back again. I'm pretty sure I got my hit. At that time, I ran out of time. So I spent too much time thinking and trying to decide to adjust my hold as opposed to doing that really quickly. Everything for me moves really slow when it gets cold. I just cannot make it work with my hands. They are literally miserable in the cold. So out of the possible 10 maximum on that one, I only scored 5. So for the 3 prone stages, only got 15 total points. I want to say last month on that one I got 21. So I was 6 points behind my score from November on the same 3 stages. So not terrible, but the chaos, I really did good on that one. And this time I did half as good. Then we move over to the positional stages. First up was one we called the rooftop and barrels. There's a 400, 500, and 600 yard IPSC targets out there. And you come up to the first barrel, get set up, and take 2 shots at the 400. Move over to the rooftop and take 1 shot each at the 4, 5, and 6. Then move over to the other barrel and take 2 shots at the 500. Back to the roof and go same 4, 5, 6. For all 10 shots. Got set up on the barrel and took my first 2 shots of the 400, and I think I got both of those. Yes. Or I got at least one of the 2. And then go to the roof and miss. Go to the 500, miss. 600, miss. Okay, something's off. So then I go over to the other barrel and I either missed both of those or I got 1 out of the 2. Overall, I only had 2 points, so I don't remember exactly which 2 hits I got. I'll be able to review when we look at the trigger cam video and make sure that I only had 2, but I only have 2 marked down. And then back to the roof and totally missed my couple shots there. So that one was terrible. Out of possible 10, only scored 2. That one really got me down, but is actually the exact same that I scored last month. So both months on that particular stage, for some reason, it really whooped me, and I've only been able to score 2 points on running the same stage in 2 different months. So next we go over to the rooftop, and this one I was excited about because back in November I ran this one clean. So you go down the left side, you hit a 250, 310, 380, jump over to a right side row, hit a 395, a 300, diagonal back up to the left row and go from the 380, 310, and 250. And I did that clean last time, 8 for 8. I was on it. So I was excited about this one. Well, after the rooftop and barrel stage, I took my mag. I think I still had 2 rounds in it because I let the time run out because I was obviously missing. And I put that in one of my cargo pockets on my pants. Went back to the to my little bag and got a new mag. I had planned ahead and I loaded up all of my mags with 10 rounds each. So I had all my mags ready to go. Didn't have to fiddle with them in the super cold weather. That really actually saved me quite a bit. But what happened here is I got a new mag, put it in my pocket, and then when I got up to run the stage, I pulled the old mag out of my cargo pocket. I forgot to take it out and put it in my bag when I was dumping my brass over there. So I get, boom, loaded up, ready, dropped in, boom, first shot, got a hit, boom, second shot, got a hit, third, I don't feel anything. I'm like, what is going on? I finally looked over and I saw, oh, empty mag. I grabbed the wrong mag. Oh my gosh. Well, the time's still running, so I dropped that one out and started running over to my bag to grab one of my loaded mags, and I finally felt the magazine in my pocket bouncing around. So I pulled that out, run back over to where my rifle is, and slam it in and get set up back on the third target. I think I missed that first shot. My heart was definitely racing pretty good at that point. And then I moved over to the 395, and can't remember if I got that one or missed it. Then the 300, I'm pretty sure I got that. And then back to the left side. Anyways, out of the maximum 8, I got 6, is what they told me. I need to review that because I might have had 7 or 8, and I just don't remember that. Anyways, I was obviously quite flustered, but everybody said I did a good job recovering. Like, once I realized what I had done totally wrong, I was able to get back on it and speed it up and go pretty good. It seems like for some reason when I make an error or do something dumb and I kind of rush myself, I seem to do a lot better then than when I'm taking my time and trying to do everything the proper way. For some reason, once I got myself in a hole, I was able to dig myself out of it and get right back in the game pretty quick. Okay, so then we go over to the last stage, the barrels, which we've done this one several times. And last month I had scored 6 out of the 8 on it. And this time I scored a total of 7. And this is another one where I got down, got set up, and I think it was the first time that I had actually used the mag that I had pulled for that one. So a lot of the mags were brand new, and there's a couple of them that I have not even used a single time. For some reason, it was kind of tight running the bolt, so I was fiddling around before I even got my first shot off. Finally got everything closed and on target at the far target 395 in the prone position. This one's kind of weird because the area is like on a slight downhill, so it looks fairly flat, but once you get laid down, you realize that your stock end is up higher than your muzzle end, and you've got to either raise up on your bipod your muzzle end or be able to get your bag to drop really low to be able to get out to the 395. So anyways, I had that all set up. Got my 2 hits on that one. Jump up to the barrel. As I'm getting up, I flip up the one bipod leg because I know I'm going to need that up for the next barrel. And got down. I can't remember if I got 1 or 2 of those shots. I think I only got 1 of those. Then I get up to the higher barrel and shot off the side like my plan. Finally went into function properly and got set up, got on it, and boom, I think I got my hits there. And then right as I'm starting to toss my bag down and reach up to drop the bipod leg, they say you got 15 seconds. And I was like, oh no. So I had to jump down, get in position, find the target, get on it, close the bolt. And right as I was starting to do that, I heard my timer go off, which I have set for 5 seconds less than what the official time is. So boom, break it, and I'm hearing it. Boom, run the bolt, boom. And got both shots off in less than 15 seconds from getting set up and into the prone position, find the target, and get 2 shots off. That really made me happy, and I got both hits on it. So I scored 7 out of 8 on that one. Very happy about how that turned out. Hey, if you like going out and running in a match, even though it's going to make your hands fall off because it's way too cold, make sure and get subscribed. It really does help my hands stay warm, I have found. So thank you very much. And I really do appreciate everybody that hangs out with me on these videos. So overall, comparing to last month, or in November when we did the exact same stage, that one I had scored 66% of the score. This time I'd only scored 54%. So I had a total of 30 hits and maximum was 56. So my hit percentage, or my score percentage, dropped about 12%. That got me frustrated. Last time I took 51 shots and got 37 hits. This time I took 48 shots and got 30 hits. Assuming everything's right, and it may change after I review this, but that would put me at a 63% hit rate for this month. Back in November, I had a 72% hit rate. So dropped 9% on my hit rate, which honestly, for me, being only a 10% change with how miserably cold my hands were, I'm totally going to take that. I knew this match and next month's in February are going to be entirely the most difficult ones for me, just because how my hands get extremely cold in this weather. I have been trying the redwood supplement from Umzu. They advertise a lot here on YouTube as being a circulation support. I have noticed that while it doesn't keep my hands from getting cold, once they are cold and I get them into a position where I can warm them back up, they do warm up a lot faster. And it takes, I mean, a little bit longer for them to cool down compared to last year. I am not getting like, sometimes when I would sleep, I'd wake up in the morning and my fingers would be swollen. I haven't had that happen at all this year. So there is definitely some improvement compared to not using the stuff. So I'm going to continue to use it. It also has like a crazy amount of vitamin C. So like every day I'm getting 2200% vitamin C. I have not had a scratchy throat, flu, nothing this winter. I'm doing pretty good. So, I mean, it's worth a try. At least to have something that's non-prescription and just like a supplement that's got some other good stuff in it. So I'm getting older. I need to supplement my vitamin and mineral intake apparently. So overall, not pleased with my result, but with the factors taken into consideration, I'm happy enough with it that I'm not going to be too down on myself. I know that it's just a super struggle for me in the cold, and just the fact that I even decided to go out there, I could very easily have just sat at home and decided to skip this one like most everybody did. But the people that showed up, they're definitely the better shooters, and they were much more on their game and handling the cold a lot better than I seem to have been. But they did great. First place scored 47 points. Two people scored 37 and had a tie, so they beat me by 7. First place beat me by 17. I mean, he whooped me bad. So good job, dude. You totally won this one. Again, I think that's actually a second win this year, so he's definitely improved a lot. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. If you got any comments, please drop them down below. I really do enjoy hearing from everybody. Hopefully next weekend we'll be back to having something a lot more fun, but it is still going to be very cold here. So tune in next week. We'll see what happens. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.